Alright guys, so welcome back to another one of my videos. So, if you guys remember my last post, the one about the nether, I felt like it didn't go so well. So today I'm going to be trying to explain one thing about the nether, and that is the mobs. The nether is it has a surprising number of mobs, and they vary quite a bit in appearance. So let's just start off with the blaze. They spawn in fortresses and they shoot fireballs at you. They are the required mob that you need if you want to defeat the Ender Dragon, because they have a drop, and that drop can be crafted into Ender Eyes, and you need those to open the portal and find the portal. So they can punch you. They spawn by the spawners, and they often appear in large groups. They shoot fireballs, they punch you. If you're low, a very good idea is to build blocks around yourself, but be sure to cover the top because they can fly. So these things are really annoying to deal with. What players tend to do is they tend to find spawners and then they camp the spawners, and then... So what I suggest, they drop blaze rods. What I suggest for blaze rods is getting about 10. So those are the blazes. Next up is the piglin family, starting with the basic piglin. So they can be holding either crossbows or swords. They will attack you unless you are wearing gold. See, I am wearing gold. And they also attack you if you punch them, open a chest, or mine gold. They can actually open doors. So hiding from them through doors isn't going to be very helpful. They're really aggressive, and if you punch one, all of them will try to kill you. But they also hate hoglins, and if you give them gold, they're a bit like villagers. They will give you things back. Like, hang on, let's go find gold. See this little barter? We'll put this back here, and then if we wait a little bit, it will give us something. 2 leather. Sometimes the trades are kind of terrible. Speedrunners tend to use hoglins because they'll give anything from useless leather to ender pearls, which are also required to get to the end and to the boss. And they'll also give potions of fire resistance, whether drinkable or splash. They can be super useful. They also give obsidian. And they're attacking a hoglin. So next up is the piglin brute. These only spawn in bastions. This is a crimson forest. This is where all the piglins spawn. So bastions also tend to spawn in crimson forest, and they only spawn in bastions. They have axes and do an incredible amount of damage. They're stronger than normal piglins, and I don't think that they care if you're wearing gold or not. They're just not very nice to be around. But they do drop the axes. I need to get a sword. So this one didn't drop anything. Oh, like, see, here's a blaze rod. Craft it here, you get 2 of these. Combine blaze powder with ender pearls and you get eyes of ender. And there are no other ways. There's nothing that drops, no chests that you can find either blaze powder or blaze rods in. You absolutely need it. So piglin brutes, I don't think you can give them gold. We can try. No, you can't give them gold. They have a lot of health. So they can be a problem if you don't have armor, but I don't know, just bring a shield to bastions. It's the safe way to do things. And lastly is the zombified piglin. This is what happens to piglins when they go out to the overworld, or I think that it also happens in the end. These, once known as zombie pigmen, and often referred to them as that today, they don't mind if you're wearing gold or not. They don't mind if you mine it or open chests. But they do care if you punch one of them, then all of them come to attack you. Sometimes, as you can see, they're wielding enchanted swords. And if you kill them, they will sometimes drop it. Let's see if we can get one. Oh no. But they're not very useful. So let's see, they drop gold nuggets, they drop their weapons, they drop rotten flesh. But they all, if they're like 1,000 of them running after you, it's just not a fun way to die. And it's tough to escape them. And next up, I think I'll save, hoglins. So these things are much hated by piglins and piglin brutes. Zombified piglins don't really care, they're kind of chill. These things will attack you on sight whether or not you are wearing gold. They drop what a pig drops, and what a cow drops. Yeah, leather and pork. They can drop up to 4 pork, I think. And they're fast, they're tough. They're just super annoying. I tend to let the piglins deal with them. Because there can be like, I don't know, 8 of them at once? Just like attacking. It's fun. So these only spawn in crimson forests. And yeah, they also spawn in bastions. Bastions have holes in the floor that often lead through lava. So be very careful. What annoys me is piglins. Piglins, not zombified ones, and hoglins. They're susceptible to fire. It used to be that everything in the nether would both attack you and was immune to fire. And it ticks me off that there is now exceptions. So if they die while on fire, they give you cooked meat. Oh, like you see 4. And yeah, that's pretty much just all you need to know. Next up are magma cubes. This here is a magma cube. So magma cubes come in 3 sizes. When the large and medium ones die, they drop magma cream. These can be crafted into potions of fire resistance, meaning I drink it, I can jump into lava and not die. The small ones don't drop anything but XP, and they are immune to fire. Basically, they start out as tiny. Like, this is a massive one. When you kill it, it splits into 2 mediums, or 3 mediums, or sometimes even 4. That was 4 mediums. Medium split into at most 4. And then once you kill the tinies, they don't really drop anything but XP. So these things, they spawn in basalt biomes. They tend to form in large groups. And taking down a large one is such a pain when you don't have a shield and you're fighting in a basalt biome. I tend to steer clear of basalt biomes because lava is everywhere and you will fall in easily. The next one up is a ghast. Their noises sound like sad cats. They're a bit like the floating marshmallows of the nether. As you can see here, their eyes are closed. If I were to go into survival, their face would change so their eyes and mouths are open. They would fire a fireball at me, and what I would have to do is I'd have to hit the fireball, shooting it back. If a ghast is hit by a fireball, no matter how much health it has, it dies. They drop gunpowder and gas tears. Gas tears? Hang on. This thing here can be transformed into potions of regeneration. So when you're fighting, you basically just regen health. So those are useful traits, but also when they're fighting, they do stuff like this to steer clear of fireballs. It's very hard to hit them, and I just tend to avoid combat. Just don't engage with ghasts. Next up are wither skeletons. These, along with blazes, only spawn in fortresses, and although they're not necessary to find, they can be quite useful. And you do need to find them when trying to fight the wither. The wither is the boss after the ender dragon. It only shows up if you summon it. Sometimes they drop skulls. Let's see here. Wither skeleton skull. You can wear them. You can place them as a block, and you can place them. You need 3 of them to spawn the wither. Super hard to get them, but wither skeletons. What they deal is a bit like fire. Like even if they're not hitting you, after they hit you, you will take damage for a specified amount of time. They're very difficult. They deal a lot of damage, and they take less knockback when they get hit than I would like them to. They are immune to fire, so don't bother pushing them into lava. They're a bit like skeletons of the nether, and skeletons also spawn in the nether, in soul sand biomes like these. And also, I would like to conclude as a bonus, how to spawn the wither. Oh. So you need soul sand, and you need 3 wither skeletons. Not wither skeletons, wither skeleton skulls. So, what you do is you place the soul sand in a T shape, like this, and then you place the heads. As you can see, there's a health bar. It is invincible right now. It deals wither damage. It shoots its heads at things. It has 300 health. Very difficult to fight. They can fly. They move so fast. And they attack anything that isn't undead. Including your pets, including you. So try to keep them away from your belongings. Like far, far away, because as you can see, they shoot along. But they also drop something very useful called a nether star. It's very beautiful, and it can be crafted into what's called a beacon that grants players powers if placed down with certain blocks. Withers are massively destructive. And as the last mob I would like to show, we're going to move away. And also we need to get 2 things. 1, a warped fungus on a stick, and 2, a saddle. Saddles are the things that you use to tame horses. So striders, this is a baby one. What's useful is they can walk on lava. Here we go. Here's an adult one. So as you can see, there's no saddle on its back. Press it, now there's a saddle. And now we're on it. But as you can see, we can't actually control where it's going, seeing I'm trying to move, but I go where it wants to go. But if we do this, it likes warped funguses, so it will try to follow us. Oh, and look. This right here, by the way, is a fortress. So now it will go in whatever direction we face. And you see this little boost? This boost can make it go faster for a period of time. It's a bit harder to steer, so beware of that. But also, it takes a little bit of durability away from the stick, and that means if you run out of durability, it breaks and you need to get a new one. They are passive and they drop string, which can be crafted into bows and fishing rods. You need a fishing rod to get the warped fungus on a stick. It's even harder to say than carrot on a stick. And as you can see, they'll follow us. So now we've got a club. So lots of people tend to use these as a faster way than bridging across lava or teleporting. They just use striders. But I don't like it because it's hard to keep striders in the same place, and I don't like wasting my saddles, because saddles are hard to come by. And also be very careful when you get off a strider. So these are fortresses. This is what they look like. You will recognize them as dark hunks. Oh, and look, here's a wither skeleton. Can I get a skull? No? Okay. So you'll recognize them as dark hunks. They contain chests with valuable loot. Oh, like right here. Like we've got a saddle and 3 gold. They can contain diamonds as well. The diamonds are very useful. All sorts of mobs inhabit the fortresses, and this makes them dangerous. These here are nether wart. They are required to make potions, and potions can give you either buffs or debuffs. Essentially, they make you stronger or weaker if you drink them. So this is my small guide to the nether, I guess. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And if you wouldn't bother subscribing, I'd appreciate that too. And yeah, thank you all for watching.